Hi, my name is Rick and welcome to WhyThatCar. Today we've got Joe in his 1967 Pontiac GTO. So Joe, tell us, why that car?
Why this car? I was really liked the car for a while. I was trying to find actually a 1966 GTO, which I couldn't find at the time.
Yep.
Going back about 8 years. And then this one came up, went to have a look at it, checked it all out. Loved the style of it, the length, the width. It's a classic car. It's a muscle car. It's got the speed. It's got a 400 motor in it.
Yep.
And yeah, I just really like the style of them.
Excellent. So, how long have you had it for, Joe?
Oh, well, like I said, about 8 years now.
8 years?
Yeah.
Yep. And what have you done to the car in that time, other than enjoyed it, obviously?
To be honest, I haven't done much. Gave it a polish, got out a few little scratches. It's still got a few dings in it, but apart from that, no, just servicing it, looking after it mechanically, but yeah, really haven't done much to it.
It's a weird feeling sitting in this side of the car.
Yeah, I know.
Without the steering wheel in front of you.
It's like driving left-hand drive for the first time. You're all and even sometimes I still go all over the road.
So let's find out a bit about the car. Factory colour black with black vinyl roof, or?
Actually, no.
Okay.
It's actually like an aqua green colour originally, factory motor and running gear.
Yep.
But no, unfortunately not the original colour.
But still not a bad looking car.
But eventually, I dare say we'll go back to the original colour.
Right. One of your best memories of the car, Joe?
I can't say it on TV. Oh, mate, just cruising around. Even when you're driving on the freeway, people give you a thumbs up and that, and sometimes you stand next to it, having a drink or something, and people just come up to you and start talking about the car.
Yep. So it's a conversation piece.
It is a conversation piece, and there's not many of them around. Of course, the wife loves the car.
Which is always good.
Always good, because, a happy wife is a happy life.
Yep.
And I had the wife's uncle, Johnny. He really liked this car. Now, he had an Impala back in the day, which was about the same size as this, actually, a two-door. And he sold that a while ago, but yeah, he really liked this GTO, liked the style of it. Actually, we've got a lot of photos with him with this particular car. When we used to go out on Sundays, we'd go pick him up, especially when he was diagnosed with cancer, and unfortunately he's not with us anymore. But yeah, we used to take him out in this a lot. He loved this car. So
how long did it take you to find it, Joe?
I was looking for a couple of years, actually. And we could have brought one over from the States, but the prices were a bit up there at the time. Yeah, so I just kept looking around Australia for a while on Just Cars and on the internet. And yeah, when this one came up, and it was the only one advertised at the time, I said, I'll go have a look at it, It was about a 2-hour drive to get to it, and we went up there like 3 times, just checking it all out. But yeah, it wasn't that long of a wait, and I was pretty patient, just waiting for one to come up.
And it looks like you've chosen the right car
that time. Like being it is an automatic, obviously, but I wasn't too keen on the column auto.
Okay.
It was advertised as an automatic, but it didn't say it was a T-shift or column. And then when I seen it, I was a bit sceptical.
Yep.
But researched it, and they do come out in column auto, funnily enough. When we did go see this car, when we took it for a test drive, of course, the owner came with us. I had the wife and my son in the back seat, and I'm driving, and we're doing about 100 Ks or so.
Yep.
And the owner turns around and he goes, mate, kick it down, we'll see what it can do. I did kick it down, and it went back to second gear, and it took off a bit. He goes, no, I mean really kick it down. He goes, if you bend it, you'll spend it, you buy it. I said, fine. I said, if we're still alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, I kicked it hard down and went back to first gear, and mate, it just threw us all back in the seat.
Cool.
Fortunately, of course, we survived it.
Yeah, well, here you are today. Future plans for the car? You did say possibly a change of colour.
Future plans, yes.
Anything else?
No, I'm debating about the vinyl roof. I'd probably remove the vinyl roof and leave it all straight colour.
Yeah.
But it depends what we find under the vinyl roof, of course.
Yeah, they tend to be a bit of a Pandora's box on these older cars.
But yeah, that's a wait and see game at that stage, yeah. But I'd say probably definitely, it looks good in black, don't get me wrong, and the pinstriping. But I dare say I'd go back to original.
Bit of a touchy subject with most of the people that have cars. What did it cost you when you bought it?
Okay, what did it, well, it was advertised for 36 at that time, don't forget, 8 years ago, yeah?
Yeah.
And we actually got it for 33. He wouldn't budge any lower than that. And that was I think it was a pretty reasonable price at the time. If you look at them these days, like we seen one last year advertised and actually went to have a look at it. It wasn't running, needed work, and he was asking 60 for it.
Okay.
And apparently a guy was very interested in Queensland.
Right.
This car was in Victoria, obviously. But so they've gone up quite a bit. But yeah, apart from the 33 that I paid, I had to repair a cut in the seat.
Yep.
So I got that redone, and that was about it really, apart from a service and normal stuff. It's got the original radio, which is good, no aircon.
Right.
So even though there's a GTO, there were still ranges in the GTO. This would be like bottom of the range.
Okay, so
just about.
Even in this sort of
even
style,
in this
this
style,
is your entry level of
entry
GTO.
level. And then the top of the range, of course, you've got the ram air that actually works on the bonnet.
Okay.
To the carby, right? But I mean, they're $100,000 cars, US now.
Right.
And yeah, it depends what you could afford at the time. You know, if you wanted bucket seats, that was an extra $50.
Yeah.
You know, if you wanted disc brakes, there was an extra whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know, the tacho, an extra $20.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And I think that this was known as a family car back then.
Well,
so
that's right.
Most of the families thought that bucket seats and tachometers were.
Yeah.
We've got to know a little bit about your car. Let's get to know a little bit about you. First car you owned.
You don't want to know that.
So, what was the first car you owned?
The first car?
Yep.
Going way back when?
Yep.
Way back when?
Yep.
Was a 1975 Cortina, but I actually put a 73 grille on it because I prefer the grille. Bright yellow glow actually.
Right.
And I got that resprayed, lowered, and of course 12 sliders back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, yep. The wheel of choice back then.
Yeah. So that was the first, I mean I had a HQ before that, but that was just a daily driver.
Yep.
So was the Cortina, but I really, really looked after that. I love that car.
Yep.
You know, if I found another one, the same colour, I'd probably buy it.
Probably right. Okay, so
as long as it's a 6-cylinder, I won't go for the 4s.
Okay, so we've got a bit of bias there, but that's fine. Do you own any other cars? Have you got any other cars in the collection?
Yes, I've got a 1967 Pontiac Firebird.
Right.
Which it would have been here today, but we've got mechanical issues with that at the moment.
Yeah, it tends to happen with these older cars.
And I've got actually a 1980 Pontiac Trans Am T-top. Right. That's an eye catcher as well, but of course I put the 78 front end on it, which has been sitting in the shed for a couple of years. In the works is an XY getting done as a GT.
Yep, so GT.
And a late model Ford Mustang.
Fantastic. So bit of a mix there, but
bit of a mix. I'm not a Holden guy. I'm not a Ford guy. I like all cars, you know.
But it seems to be a soft spot for the old Pontiacs.
Yes, because I like the style of them. I like the look of them.
Yep.
Like for me, sometimes I like the look at the front of the car, but I don't like the back. Or I like the back and I don't like the front. There's always something. You know, until I find something that I like all the way around, that's fine.
If there was a car from everything you've owned in the past that you had to own again, other than your Cortina, would there be anything else that would sort of, make you want to buy it?
Make me want to buy it? Well, look, I've always liked the XBs.
Yep.
And the GTs. I missed out on a coupe a couple of years ago, unfortunately. I just missed it.
Yep.
And it was a one-owner car, Fairmont coupe.
Yep.
Yeah, but I would really like an XB.
Yeah. Any colour in particular?
Any colour. I do like the, I forgot the name of the colour, but it's actually a purple colour.
Right.
The wife doesn't like it. with silver highlights on it. Yeah, I really like that colour. Either that or they do come out in the green, which I like with silver highlights.
Right.
You know.
What's one car you are embarrassed to admit you owned?
Embarrassed?
Yes.
Well, we had a Toyota Crown once. You know. Don't get me wrong, comfortable car.
Right.
But no get up and go at all. You know. But it was a nice, comfortable car.
Another question I like to sort of ask people to get to know them a little more. What do you listen to while driving your car? What
do I listen to?
Yes.
Well, I'm getting a bit up there in age, so mine is always set at Gold 104.3, so it's always classic rock, and that's what we usually listen to. We don't, like, I used to be into heavy metal at one stage, you know, back in my younger days.
Any advice you'd give to people watching about buying an older car?
With the older cars, of course, you got to really, well, find out where it's built, especially if it's an American car. You'd want places like California car, which is basically rust-free. Of course, you've got to check all the bodywork. If you want a numbers matching car, you've got to get all the details and go through the catalogues and find out all the specs on it. And you've got to be very careful if they're selling as an original, like this, for example, a GTO. Now you can get a Tempest, which looks the same, got the same motors, and change it to a GTO. Right. Now, not original, but that's why you got to do your homework.
If you had a blank check, money was no object, what is the one car you would go out and purchase tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Probably an XB.
An XB GT?
An XB GT.
Rightio.
But I like the coupes.
Yep.
I really do like the coupes, but for me personally, I would like the four-door.
Joe, thank you very much for being on
No worries. Thank you very much, Ricky, for having me on the show.
Thanks for watching another episode of Why That Car. Make sure to follow us on our socials. See you next time.